In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 questions you can ask to close more sales without being weird and sleazy and all that horrible sales stuff. G'day difference maker, it's Kirby. Today I want to cover off, what was that weird noise? Anyway, today I want to cover off on 3 questions that you can ask to make your sales conversations much more streamlined and far less sort of aggressive and sleazy and pushy. So if you want to sell more of your product or service and you want to do it in a way that is congruent with your market and positions you as a really good person, which you should be positioning yourself like that, then I want to give you this framework for closing the deal. First of all, let me have the money conversation with you, because I know that most people come into an industry where they've got this real experience and they think, I really feel like I could share this with the world and make a big difference to these people. And what happens is we kind of get a bit scared of asking for the money because we feel like we can't, because we're the nice one and we're like, but if I ask for the money, then it means I'm not a difference maker anymore. And I just want to put you at rest right now and say that the only way for you to make a difference is to monetize your business. Unless, of course, you have another means of backing up your mortgage and your car payments and your kids' school fees and all that sort of stuff. So if you want to go out to your marketplace and you want to continue to be able to go out to your marketplace and continue to put your passion into people's lives so that they can experience the things that you know and the things that you've dealt with in your life or in your business, then you have to be able to ask them for the business when the time comes. And I'm not saying you need to do this immediately, because as you well know, I'm a big proponent of adding the value first. And then at some stage, hopefully the client will come to you and say, hey Kirby, I dig what you do. What can I do to work with you? Because I really want some help with A, B, and C. How does that look? And then you can have a conversation that's much more easy. But let's just say you've got someone who's a little bit kind of on the fence. You're going through a strategy call, or you've got them in a meeting, whether that's at an event or on a webinar, whatever it might be. The easy way to close the deal is to, number 1, ask them this one. You're going to like this one. It's pretty simple. Hey, difference maker, would you like my help to do that? Like, is that not the easiest closing question you've ever heard in your life? I mean, it's almost ridiculous, isn't it? Would you like my help? That's literally it. Like, what are the answers that they can give you from that? Yes, no, maybe, but not yet. That's pretty much it. And then, of course, you need to work out how to handle objections. If someone's just on the fence because they just need you to give them that little push, give them the little push. And remember, you are there to make a difference. Unless they take action, you cannot deliver the difference necessarily. So you have to say, hey, I believe in you. I believe you can do this. Let's do this. What is holding you back? And work through that with them and coach them through that situation with some good questions. So the first close is, can I help you with that? Very, very difficult stuff, I know. Hold on to your hat here, folks. This is intense. So I hope you're sitting down for number 2, because it's equally as intense. Number 2 is, so Mr. Prospect or Mrs. Prospect, I understand what you want to achieve here. I believe we have the solution. What do you think is the right next step for you? So what? Like, what is the right next step for you? Is that not another really simple closing question? What you're doing is putting the ball in their court and saying, hey, tell me where you're at in your mind. Because we can guess all we want. We can say, I reckon they're ready to buy right now. I reckon they can do this. But you don't know that that's where they're at. So rather than guessing where they're at, why don't we ask? Why don't we respect the client and say, hey, where's it at for you? What do you think the right next step is? Because remember that your sales process should not just be about start here, finish here. You have to remember that there's incremental steps that you're going to go through, that your prospect's going to go through, and that you're going to go through together. And when you can do that, by asking that question of what's the right next step for you, you'll find that that becomes a lot simpler for the client to give you the answer. And then you both collaboratively move to that next step in the sales process. All right. Now, the third question, the third close when you're speaking to your clients is a little bit longer of a sentence, but it's still equally effective and it's still very, very simple. And it goes like this. So, difference maker, I've really enjoyed spending this time with you. I don't want to assume whether you want to buy this or not. So what do you think? I don't want to assume whether you want to buy this from me or not, whether you want to take this opportunity or not. So what I'd like to ask is, what are your thoughts? Like, how simple is that? So you don't need to go into the whole, if you can do the business today, I'll give you a free set of steak knives. because that is just old school rubbish sales. That is not with them in mind. All of these 3 clauses that I've given you, they allow the client to be heard, they allow the client to be understood. Do they allow the client a little bit of ability to get off the hook? Yeah, sure they do. But would you rather have a client that you work with and collaborate with maybe for an extra 3 or 4 days until they're fully congruent and comfortable with their choice, rather than pushing someone over the line and having them then go, it just feels a bit icky. It feels a bit weird. Yeah, Kirby was awesome until. You don't want that conversation going on in the client's mind or with other people that they know, because that's damaging for your brand, right? So they're the 3 clauses I want you to go and use in your next sales meeting. As always, if you've enjoyed the video, let me know in the comments. Love hearing from you. And if you haven't yet done so, make sure you subscribe and like my page. All of that information is available for you around this video somewhere. I will see you next time. Get out there and make a difference. See you later.